Great news, everyone. Puerto Gato's biggest problem has finally been solved. No night housing, not even transit. No. The rich people in Verde Vista didn't have a fancy golf course until now. Timothy Harper could not believe what was being announced in the news. After weeks of calling, writing letters, and organizing meetings, he was met with dead silence, or worse, the same tired excuse, it just isn't in the budget. As he continued to watch, his stomach turned with every detail coming through the screen. Hundreds of acres worth of land were being allocated to the new exclusive country club, complete with a golf course, a water park, and even a luxury resort. Even more troubling was Boferman's grand plan to develop the land north of Crescent Pines into a dense mixed-use district called Verde Square. Boferman controversially decided to place a new city hall in the new district, not even in the historic core. This was the very place he and his dad had gone fishing and hiking trips before he died. Now, Boferman was calling it a natural step next for Puerto Gato's growth. But growth for who? With overcrowding schools, rising crime, and worsening traffic, Tim wished the mayor would focus on issues that actually affected real people. Instead, all the funding, all the attention was going straight into making the rich even more comfortable. You remember when the public transit expansion plan was shelved in favor of cost cutting, but when the right people wanted something, suddenly money wasn't an issue. Tim anxiously wondered what would follow. So, in this episode, we'll be using some surfaces and some signature buildings to create a custom golf course. We'll also be adding in a bunch of new residential in Verde Square. If you are starting to get cautious of Jack Boferman, leave a like for the video. If you think Tim is overreacting, leave a comment telling me why. Or simply just say hello in the comments, anything is welcome. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Puerto Gato. So we are going to be adding in a country club right in this area right here, because I want to kind of tell how in Puerto Gato's attempts to, have new development and invite tourists and really encourage that, they kind of got in their priorities backwards and left some neighborhoods, mainly Crescent Pines and maybe inner city folks, disadvantaged. So we're going to be kind of doing that and kind of catering to Verde Vista and Pico Verde, and their wants and demands. So they want a country club, so we're going to add it. So we're going to add it right here. And I really want to use some of the new specialty buildings. So we're going to be using the 3-star hotel, which is, or the 5-star hotel rather, and maybe add in a this water park. And I know it doesn't really fit, but it'll help us with tourists. So that's why I'm adding it. So let's go ahead and place the 5-star country hotel first. And I'm honestly thinking just like right here would be good. Or actually, I guess I should draw a road first. So let's just go in with an alley really quick. We'll do something like this. And then we'll have it kind of another entrance right about here. Do something like that, and then right about here is where I will add in the 5-star hotel. And I think since we're already, urbanizing this area, let's go ahead and urbanize this road. And I think I'll go ahead and just use just a normal 4-lane road for now. Let's do something like that there. Now we have Vermont Street upgraded. So now that we have this, what we'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and add in that water park right behind it here. And the trees are honestly getting kind of annoying. So let me just go ahead and clear out all of these trees before we even get started with our project. So now we're just gonna add in a couple of tennis courts in here. All right, with that first stuff added, I think we'll go ahead and try and add in a couple more basketball courts, maybe even an extra set of tennis courts. So we have all this space here, and I wish we had more park assets or like this, but yeah, we'll try and add that in just to have some more utility in this area. All right. And now that we have that all placed, I kind of went crazy. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to do two sets of three or this. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. But now I'm gonna go ahead and add in a couple of golf courses here. So I'm gonna use a bunch of different surfaces to kind of achieve that. So let's first start off by kind of placing this grass surface on the bottom here. So now that we have our base done, now let's go ahead and add in the turf. So I'm just gonna go kind of free willy and kind of make these look kind of natural, like a real golf course. All right, we got all of those placed. You can't really tell right now, but I think it's coming along. So let's go ahead and add in our sand as well to kind of make a couple of these courses a little bit more difficult. And now that we have all of that sand placed, and please don't judge. I've never played golf, believe it or not. So I actually don't know what I'm doing, but I was really inspired to do this, and I just like using the surfaces. But let's go ahead and add in a little bit of landscaping as well as some paths to kind of navigate throughout here, as you can, so you can just easily walk throughout here if you're wanting to play a round of golf, eh? All right, and I think this is a good little golf course. So as you can see, I added some rocks near the lakes and added a new water surface texture to make the water look a little bit darker. And I stuck with the theme of having the alders as the trees in this neighborhood. If you like, I have tons of them here. I just like those are my favorite tree. But yeah, I went pretty minimal. I'll probably add some more later on. But let's go ahead and move on to our community center. So now that we have our golf course all finished now, I think we're going to move on to planning out some of our new neighborhood. And before we do that, though, I want to get rid of some of these at-grade crossings because I think this would really allow for a very holistic view for the future. And I think these will cause a lot of traffic as I'm planning to have this be a little bit more dense than a typical neighborhood. So yeah, we're going to kind of plan for that and make sure we don't cause any traffic jams or anything. So let's go ahead and elevate this first one here. And then I think as we, get closer to this bridge, we'll have it kind of be an underpass instead. And as I was doing some, messing around when I was, playing by myself, it renamed this one, but I think I kind of want to rename this one to Verde Vista Road, as we had before. And now that we have Verde Vista now replaced here, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of plan out our little neighborhood. And this is going to be kind of like a community center meeting space, kind of town square kind of area we're going to have. So I'm going to use a lot of the German assets because I really like them. But I want to place one signature building, and that is one of the restaurants, just to kind of give more of an incentive for people to live here. But I think I'm going to keep it kind of mixed use over here. Maybe a few of the new Eastern European commercial buildings. I think they'll fit in nicely. We'll just kind of fill out these two parcels here. But before we even do that, let me go ahead and place the new fire station that I like, and I think this will fit well in this area. And I've been looking at this Eastern European. I think this one looks really nice. I don't know what it is. It's just something pulling me there. So I kind of want to do it close to this intersection here. So I'm gonna get an alley and kind of create our little road network for this area. All right, now we have that little loop place. I'm gonna go ahead and place the fire station right here at this corner here. All right, we'll do something like that. And I was kind of looking at this, and I think it'd be better to have Verde Vista kind of interact with Vermont Street, just because I feel like it will allow people to, another way to get throughout the city. So I think I'm gonna kind of reroute this here. Cool, yeah, we'll do something like that. And I guess I'm not even, I guess I kind of abandoned my Jeffersonian grid, so I guess I'll kind of find out where that is. And that turn looks kind of sharp. I'm gonna kind of smooth it out a little bit. So what I want to do next is create a little bit of a roadway layout here. So I think I'm gonna try and do a little bit smaller than our normal grid, and we'll do 13 by 13 for this. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and place in our second city service, and that's gonna be our crematorium. This is one of my favorite buildings, so I kind of wanted it to act as, the main governmental building for the area. Maybe like a pseudo quasi city hall, maybe just for this little district. And honestly, I wish I could just have just the building by itself, not all the additional stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of get rid of some of it. All right, and I totally forgot to maybe check the actual administration tab. So let's just use the French one instead of doing all of that, and I think that'll fit in a lot nicer. I know it's cut off a little bit there, but I think we can kind of fix that. Yeah, I think that'll fit nicely. I wish it was a little bit closer to the front here, but I think we can manage with that. Honestly, let's just put it here in the center instead. Kind of make it the focal point now that we have this huge garden. And I think that's pretty perfect because I wanted to have kind of a greenery space here, and I think we can kind of connect this throughout here and kind of make it a focal point. We have a little bit of dead space here, so I'm gonna try and see if I can kind of do something with that. And now that we have both of our city services placed, I think I'm gonna go ahead and zone in all of our new density here. So I'm gonna stick to mostly the German mixed housing, but I might sprinkle in some of the new Eastern European as well.
All right. And then this is kind of what I came up with. Still unsure if they really work together. I know this is significantly taller, but I like it, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, I kind of mixed them together, and we'll kind of recolor some of these together to kind of have a unifying theme. But I don't really mind the mismatching of the different architectural types because a lot of cities have these blends, especially in America. We try and say that we are a country that likes diversity, and so I'm gonna stick to that kind of ideal. And I'm gonna kind of, be even more American and think about parking. And we're just gonna go ahead and add this right here off of Vermont here. And I think that'll be a great location because they can get on. This is kind of like a major arterial, so they'll be able to, go where they're going, park in here, and then have a very pedestrian experience throughout this community. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to. So this is kind of like a park their car. All right, I let the game run and it looks like nobody parked here. So I'm just gonna delete this one for now and we'll just place the smaller version. Yeah, I think this can go. Maybe we can even push it back a little bit and add in a couple more buildings here. All right, and I think now since we have that bit more space, let's add in another signature building. And I think I'm gonna place in maybe another one of these diners, or maybe we'll do this pub here. Yeah, I think this will suit the area pretty nicely. So yeah, imagine living here. So kind of wanted to add that historic building there. I think I'm gonna look at a little bit of road hierarchy, or I guess plan out our roads and how they're gonna function. And I think this will cause a lot of traffic if everyone can go around this loop. So I'm just gonna make this all kind of a one-way loop with no parking and some grass. All right, and I kind of messed around over here a little bit. I put a new parking garage back here, one that's smaller. Kind of shuffled things around. I have this one weird building. I just wanted to, have someone that's like, maybe a little bit of an outcast. They just, built their building against code or whatever. I just think it's funny. So what we'll do next is I'm gonna go ahead and make this another little bit of a city park. So we're gonna add in a couple of the pocket parks and kind of join them together. I think for the rest of this here, we're just gonna go ahead and zone in a bunch of low density business here in this new area because I think we really need it. All right, and that is our most dense part for Verde Square here. I like that a lot, but with all that done, let's go ahead and move on to planning out some of our suburban area. And I think as we head down Verde Vista Road, we'll add in a couple more city services. So I've already taken a look and it looks like we do need some more police coverage. You can see we start to get a little bit bad up here north. So we'll add some of that in. And I'm thinking for this one, we'll use the city police station here. Something like that. And then I think we'll also add in a post office here as well. So let's see what the Eastern European one looks like here. We'll do something like that. Or actually, I guess we'll see if we can get I guess I want this to look more fancy than this one does. I want everything here to feel like top of the line. So I'm thinking of using maybe, yeah, we'll use this. I actually no, I feel like the modernist is too much. We'll just use the base game post office instead. And I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I think it'll serve its purpose well here, so we'll do something like that. And I guess I'll go ahead and add in a couple mailboxes just to kind of spread out our coverage as well. And I'll try and do those on roads that are a little bit more connected. So maybe we'll do one on Laurel Street right here at this corner. Maybe one down here by Gato Drive. And then another one maybe down here on Cornelia. And maybe just one for everyone who's working. All right, and now that we have all of our city services all placed, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of place in all of our new homes here in this everything we have unlocked. So I'll stick to the usual 13 by 18 grid here, and we'll kind of adopt the same lakefront housing theme up here. All right, I did those ones. I'm gonna make sure I do some big houses over here. I think over here we'll do this kind of askew, so not in the same rotation, kind of how I did right here with Sunnyside Street. And so we'll kind of orient everything according to this track here. All right, and now that we have all of our roads placed, let's go ahead and zone it all in. So like I said, I'm gonna stick to the Eastern, or not the Eastern European, the waterfront housing for pretty much all of this here, just because I think that kind of fits the theme. I'm trying to match it to Verde Vista and Pico Verde, so we'll stick to the same theme there. All right, and I think that's all of our residential. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of commercial right here, as well as place in an elementary school because I know we're gonna need it. I was kind of looking at this new Eastern European, and I know it doesn't provide anything, but I just kind of like how it looks. So we'll choose the aesthetic over everything else here for this new little neighborhood. And maybe we'll put this one on, I guess, New Vermont Street. Yeah, that only gets like 100 students, which I think is crazy. But I mean, if you look at our elementary school, I don't know if it's bugged or whatnot, but we only have 800 people in school. So I think this is somewhat not right. So we'll just kind of do what we need to. But yeah, we'll go ahead and place that little bit of strip of commercial here as well. All right, and I think with that commercial place there, I'm gonna add in some more, but let's go ahead and move on to some landscaping and detailing. For the landscaping, we're gonna keep it pretty simple, or as simple as I can. I love landscaping, but we're gonna add in some trees behind to kind of border the train segment. Maybe redo some of these. I discovered that I like the lindens more, so I might adopt that theme over there. And then we'll also add some trees over here, maybe some docking station for some boats. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get at it. All right, and here we are 4 hours later. I kind of went crazy. I added in this new little courtyard. I replaced some of the buildings that were there because they were kind of tight. But I think this fits a lot well. They have a nice green space here, that park behind here. And I also went through and added in some boat docking stations for all the homes here, and kind of added the trees to kind of delineate the different lots. So I think I like this a lot. I didn't go too hard in this little area here, just because I think it'd be more urban, so they wouldn't have, you know, as much of a say in what they're doing. But I did the same thing over there too. But I think this is great. I'm pretty excited. Please ignore all the death care stuff. We'll fix that in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.